from Zion Law School. All right. So let's get into it. Again, this is the free astrotheology course. I am Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Our primary textbook for this class is the Astrology of the Old Testament, or the Lost Word Regained. And again, I'm going to keep saying this until the wheels fall off. The lost word is the Word of God. Astrology. Okay, astrology. And that is to say that there is astrotheology all up and down the Old Testament, and the New Testament is pure astrotheology. Okay? So that's the meaning of the title. Now, when we left off our previous class, our last class, the very last class, we had a discussion about on. So on page 37 of our textbook, take a look at the bottom. It says all and then one. Okay, so in other words, on, and then they threw a vowel E at the end, a E suffix, okay? So it's really on, but they made you think it's one. How? The magic wand. What's the magic wand? Well, one is made of Hollywood. It's the pen. Jeremiah 8, verse 8. All right, the pen that's made of Hollywood, that the scribes used to write lies in the book of the law. So if there are lies in the book of the law, there has to be lies throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament. Why? Because they all come from or emanate out of, have their source out of the book of the law. Y'all hear it? Okay, now, so all, or the and the la, ancient Ibaryath pictographs, these would be Phoenician Hebrew script, and la. Hyphen 1, O-N-E, which is really on. And you can see in parentheses, it says on one and only God, capital G-O-D. Of course, capital G-O-D. Of course, God is a remix. I don't need to tell you that. You should know that already if you've been following my work. This is the Devil's Pulpit on page 70. Take a look at what it says. Hold on. Page 77, the Devil's Pulpit. This is what it says. Which hath in Hebrew saith Saint John, his name Abba, Abaddon, A-B-A-D-D-O-N. That is, here are the three radicals. A-B, Ab, Father, original, generator. Okay, the original, the generator. Ab, A-B, hyphen, add, A-D, hyphen, on. So y'all take a look at that, and then I'll read out the literal meaning, but you can read it here. Look in the second paragraph where the highlight is. Do y'all see the highlight? The blue highlight. Look at the top, page 77. The book is the Devil's Pulpit. Y'all read that. Okay, now, so ab, the first radical is ab, the second is add, the third is on. So AB is the first radical. The second radical, again, is add. The third radical is on. Literally, the Father. So ab means the Father, the Lord, the being. Y'all see that? The Father, the Lord, the being. It continues. But in Greek, Apollyon. That is Apollo. The adverbs hinge in our own Greek testaments, which is a slight variation from the Hebrew, which is Satan. which first occurs in First Chronicles. Oh, this gets bad for y'all. It really gets bad for y'all. Remember I was telling y'all that the Tetragrammaton is the devil? Well, let me show this. Now, of course, there's no devil. This so-called devil is nothing more than the winter solstice. Okay? But it's been remixed into a deity and sold to y'all by the Catholic Church and your Christian churches. But read this paragraph. Put it on pause. Read page 76 and 77 and perhaps 78. Right now, I want to focus on Father. I'm sorry, on. Okay? Just on. I wanted to show you that on is not what you've been taught. Hold on. Let me find another one. Give me 1 second. I'm making it do what it do, y'all. Hold on. I want you to see On's relationship to Egypt. That's what I'm really looking for. Okay? On's relationship to Egypt, On's relationship to the sun. But you should already know, because it's the Father, it's the Son, right? If you've been following my work, or if you know anything about astrotheology, the Father is the S-U-N Son, and so is the S-O-N Son. Okay, y'all? So give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find something quickly. Hold on. If I can find it, that'll be great. If I can find what I'm looking for. But you should know the Father is the S-U-N Son, and since Ab, the Father, the Lord. Okay. So let's see. It's all throughout here. Hold on. Sometimes, y'all, I can be really fastidious, like they used to say back in the 90s. Really anal. You know, I cover every detail. I don't leave any stone unturned. Very detail oriented. Hold on. Here it is again. What page is this? This is on page, let's see if it's what I'm looking for though. Okay, page 190. So let's see. Here we go. All right. So this is the second paragraph down. Let me show y'all the whole page. Okay, so it won't be any naysayers. Any naysayers, they won't have anything to say. Okay, here's the whole page. Okay, we're both facing pages, rather. We're going to look at page 190, the second paragraph down. All right? And this is what it reads. This is how it reads. You will believe me, too, when I instruct you that Areopagus, that hill of Mars, the temple, is the lawyer's house, situate at the west end of the city of El on Dawn. Y'all should know that. Don't that sound like London? Of course, that's London, right? So London is a condensed. Let me say not. It's a contracted word that actually means El, On, and Don. It's contracted to hide that it's worshiping deities. It's actually astrology. So let's look at this. Is the city's house situate at the west end of the city El, on Dawn, that is, El the sun, on the being, Don the Lord, or Adonis. Now y'all see the relationship between Adonis, Adonai, and the Tetragrammaton. Go read Strong's number 3068 and you will see the connection here. Okay, go read Strong's number 3068. Okay, again it reads, or Adonis, the Lord, the being, the fire. El, on, Don, losing the significances of these three Phoenician words, which show, hold on, which show its original meaning in the shortened utterance London, sometimes still more shortened in the form, shortened in the vulgar, quote unquote, Lunun, or Lunun rather, Lunnun. Okay, y'all, he continues. On the highest spot of ground, in which city those ancient Phoenician settlers in Britain founded a magnificent cathedral to honor their god El on Don. Now remember, El is the sun sun, the being. Don means the Lord. It's talking about the sun. Okay? To honor their god, this is the Phoenicians. Of course, they were not worshiping gods, right? To honor their god El on Don, three radicals, three ancient Ibaryath, ancient Phoenician words, or radicals rather, from whom our city to this day retains the name London. Okay, now if you keep going with this, you'll find more about this root, about this radical on, okay? That in this case, it's hidden as one. So all one, y'all got an idea of what this all one means now, right? So the all one, AL-ONE, on, which is on, we just went through that. Not all of it, there's more to on. That's just some of it. One only God. Namely, that there should not be an image or likeness made of anything. So this is going to Exodus chapter 20, the first couple of verses, okay? So let's skip that. I just wanted y'all to see that. All right? I just wanted you to see that. So the all one, almighty, right, y'all? Right? The almighty. Okay, now let's look at Aquila. Aquila is the eagle or Scorpio. All right. So let's see. So this is using, the image I'm looking at now is the modern pictograph for Aquila. So let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. So here's the actual constellation. I'm going to show you the image of the eagle. This is Aquila. Can y'all see that? I hope y'all can see it. That's Aquila. So let me find Aquila the eagle, okay? So Aquila, okay, Scorpio. If I don't find it quickly, I'm just going to let it go. All right, here we go. Here's the eagle. All right, there's Aquila. Y'all see the eagle? That's Aquila. Aquila Scorpio. Okay, y'all? And I'm going to save this image. Give me 1 second. How do I save it? Okay, I got it. So that was Aquila. All right. So let's keep it going. Hold on. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. If you take issue with the information I'm presenting, don't take it personal. Don't take it against me. Don't take it against me. You go start researching astrotheology. Okay? So keep it on topic. Don't take it personal. All right? And I'm speaking to Hebrew Israelites. Okay? It's usually, I find that group who is ornery, and want to make an argument and debate and things like that. An uninvited debate. Okay? Or argument. So I'm not interested in that kind of thing. Y'all have an issue? Research it and come talk to me about that. All right? Don't start throwing SHITing in the comment section, just cutting and pasting scriptures like a bird or a parrot. Because it suggests you don't know how to communicate and you don't know how to read. Okay, so let's avoid that. Let's keep it respectable. All right? Okay. I'm trying to see. Okay, y'all, let's get back into. Oh, here's a towel. This is the Greek towel. Or ta. Okay, y'all? That's the Greek ta. Okay, this is presenting secretly the 4 seasons of the year: spring, summer, winter, and fall. Okay, and the sun, who is Jesus Christ, is crucified when? At the autumn equinox, but always the sun is where? Fixed at the central position, the great central fire. All right? So I think that's clear. I'm going to let it go at that. Okay, let's begin on page 38. All right, scholars, let's begin on page 38. The first paragraph. Oh, no, we finished that. We're at the subheading at the bottom of page 38. The signs and divisions of the Zodiac. The signs and divisions of the Zodiac. In the first chapter of Genesis, we read that he set them, quote unquote, for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, end quote, and to rule by day and by night. Okay, so page 39. It is generally known in civilized humanity that astrologically or astronomically speaking, the universe is divided into 12 divisions called the Zodiac, or circle of animals. Okay? The Zodiac is a circle of animals. Well, wait a minute. Virgo is a woman, not an animal, right? Aquarius is a man, not an animal, right? Gemini are 2 twins, 2 boys. Well, actually, it's 2 people. It can be any 2 people who have a duty or a obligation toward each other. It can be 2 people who are in a contract, Gemini. Okay? 2 people who are close and they have a duty, a responsibility, an obligation. toward one another, okay? So how is it that it's called the Zodiac? See, Zodiac, Z-O, Zodiac, Maserati, the circle of animals, the path, the old path. So what's going on here? Well, if you search into this deeper, you'll find that Virgo is actually a mermaid, a hybrid. A mermaid, the mistress of the sea. The mistress of the sea. Okay, y'all? Let's see. Aquarius is androgynous. Aquarius is androgynous. So what is this telling us? Aquarius in this zodiac is most likely a hybrid. A hybrid troglodyte nigger. Most likely Genesis chapter 1, Han Uman. Y'all see? Now what about the two twins? What about the two twins? Well, I don't know about the two twins yet, but I'm willing to bet they're also hybrids. Okay, eventually I'll find out. Okay, and now that would give us, if Gemini are mermaids, you know, hybrids, I don't know, I haven't seen that yet, but if I see it, that would mean each of the 12 zodiac signs are animals. Y'all hear? Y'all heard? Isaac writes, Shalom everyone. Shalom Isaac. Assalamu alaikum, Islam to all the Moors. I, self-law, am master. Okay, I'm not talking about the religion. Let me make it clear. I, self-law, am master. In other words, I am thought made manifest from the soil. Okay? Psalms 82:6, so on and so forth. Okay, let's continue, y'all. In the first chapter of Genesis, we already read that, page 39. So the zodiac again is a circle of animals. The figure below shows the characters or signs and also the months over which they rule. So each character or zodiac sign rules over a month or months, right? He has it in the plural. All 12, that's why. The S-U-N sun enters the beginning of each sign from the 19th to the 22nd of each month. Now that's a good piece of information to know, okay? So the sun, now that explains why some sources give different answers, right? Different dates of the equinoxes and the solstice. Hold on. I'm reaching for my pen, y'all. I know I got a pen somewhere. Okay. All right. You know, my students are adorable. Sometimes they bring me candy, and when they bring me the candy, usually it's two girls. They'll give it to me like this and offer me candy and smile. My students are they're just adorable. Okay, y'all? So the sun, now remember, the sun doesn't literally enter the zodiac sign. The sun is just in front of the zodiac sign. So it's an optical illusion. It looks like the sun is in the zodiac sign, okay? But in actuality, it's not. Okay? So it doesn't enter into, it's just in front of. Okay? As it travels along the ecliptic, and the ecliptic is the apparent path of the sun. Y'all get that? All right? So from the 19th to the 22nd of every month, the sun enters the beginning of each new sign. All right, y'all? I like to write margin notes because it makes it easier for me to find where information is as I flip through the pages. All right, so let's take a look at this illustration. So y'all note, so this is the Christian cross in the center. These are the solstitial lines, okay? The summer solstice is in the north, the winter solstice is in the south. The horizontal line are the equinoctial points. So the fall and spring equinox. All right, so the spring or vernal equinox is going to be between the 19th and 22nd of every year. The summer solstice will be between the 19th and 22nd on June of every year. Okay, so again, a vernal or spring equinox, March 19th, anytime, any day between March 19th and 22nd. The summer solstice, any day between June 19th and June 22nd. The autumn or fall equinox, any day between September 21 and September 22. Did I get that right, y'all? Yeah. And then the winter solstice, any day between December 19th through December 22nd. Let's go back to the fall or autumn equinox. Any day between September 19th and September 22nd. Okay? So look at where the lines intersect here. This is the central sun. This is the great central sun. This is the on. This is the being. Okay? This is the being. This is on. The great central fire. The great central sun. So God liveth or dwelleth between the cherubs. Okay? This is Jeremiah 19 verse 19, etc. So if you look around, now this is the wheel. This is the Maserat, the path, the circle path. This is the zodiac, and you see the zodiac signs at the outside. All right. So the sun, well, not the sun. So we go from spring. Where are the? Let me find Aries. So we go from Aries, the first zodiac sign. Remember, this is right ascension, the zodiac sign that spring begins in. So remember, throughout a great year, the sun spring will begin in each one of the zodiac signs. Okay, so spring, let's say, is in Pisces, or let's say Aries rather. Where's Aries? Hold on, okay, here it is. Sorry, y'all. This is a printed copy, so it's hard to read. So this is Aries, so spring. The next zodiac sign is Taurus. The next zodiac sign is Gemini. The next zodiac sign is Cancer. So y'all see, this is the summer solstice. This is the winter solstice. Here's the Christian cross. Y'all see it? So spring equinox, opposite side, fall equinox. Okay, so what Hermetic law primarily governs this? The law of polarity, the law of vibration, the law of rhythm. Okay, and the same for here. Same for the equinoctial points. Okay? So this is Christ, and the winter solstice is the devil. Y'all remember that? So Christ and the devil are the same. They're just opposite ends of the same line. Christ is the higher self in the summer solstice, and the devil is the lower self in the winter solstice, where it's dark and cold. Evil things happen in the dark, right? Take the D off of dark, put it in front of evil, you get devil. Okay, Christ, the higher self, the devil, the lower self. Y'all see it? It's just astrology. It's just nature. Okay, these were never meant to be taught or believed to be gods, people. Okay, so since these are opposite ends of the same line, since they're the same line, they're the same nature. Okay, you'd never know good, higher self, if there wasn't the opposite, which is bad, evil. You never know hot if there was not cold. And the line between hot and cold, well, who can tell you that? Right? That's subjective. Love, higher self love, lower self hate. Well, the middle of love and hate is what? I'm not sure if I like you or if I dislike you. Y'all see it? But you never know love unless there's hate. Okay? You never know love. Let's say if you've grown up around hate, you never know love until you experience love, which is the opposite of hate. Okay, the law of opposites. Y'all see it? So we can transmute. So in other words, this has to do with our character. The solstitial line has to do with character, alchemy of the character. All right? So we can transmute from lower self, a devil, and a Satan, right? In Hebrew or in Ibaryath, the opposite opposer means Satan. So Satan, the devil, that's where that comes from. All right? Not a god, not a real person. All right? So you go from lower self to higher self, how? Through alchemy, through transmutation, not through religious extremism. No, you go through changing your consciousness, going from evil, an opposer, to being what? Honorable. To being honorable. You go from living out of harmony with nature as a devil and a Satan to living in harmony with the devil, in harmony with nature. So you go from being a devil to the Christ, because you are both the Christ and the devil. It just depends on your consciousness, your behavior, right? The two reinforce the two. Everybody see that? So you transmute up here, you become an alchemist. You can use certain psychological therapies. For example, Reiki, for example, or the Silva method, or meditation, any of the forms of meditation. Okay, y'all, there are many therapies you can use to go from lower self to higher self. It's just so many. All right? And then once you get to the higher self, you can stay there. What is that called, y'all? That's called polarizing. Right? So we polarize at the higher self, but most of us are polarized in the lower self. Everybody see that? Now, as we move up and down the solstitial line, remember there's movement. That's the Hermetic law of vibration. Everything is constantly moving. But when you take control of that movement, in other words, the rhythmic swing, see, things that happen at the unconscious level and are happening down here in the lower self. And there's a rhythmic in and out, a rhythmic flow in and out. Okay, a rise and the fall. All right? One day you feel this way, and the next day you feel that way. And you don't know why. Okay? And there's a lot of states of mind or states of consciousness that may F you up. Y'all know the F word, right? It may F you up if you're in the lower self, because you're going to be caught in the tide. All right? You're going to be caught in the tide, in the current. But the way to get out of that, avoid that danger, is to use the law of rhythm. To use the law of rhythm. Okay? So what are you going to do? You're going to transmute up into the higher self. All right? You're just going to transmute up into the higher self using whatever technique, whatever psychological technique you want to use. All right? Maybe for you it's just the discipline and the desire to be an honorable man or woman. And you transmute. So what is that? It's neutralization. Okay? So now you just neutralize the law of rhythm. All right? You just neutralized it. You didn't stop it. You neutralized it by rising above the clouds. Everybody see that? So all of that unconscious rhythmic swing back and forth is causing a lot of negativity and messing a lot of people up. You just rose above it, and it's not going to affect you. Why? You're above the clouds. And you're going to polarize here. Y'all remember that? And then over here at the equinoctial points, at the vernal equinox, spring equinox, this is the covenant of work, covenant of labor. This is the column of Boaz. And over here, the fall equinox, this is the covenant of grace. Okay? So in August, we have the grain and corn harvest. In September, the wine harvest. And then when the sun crosses below the celestial equator, which is here, the sun is crucified. All right? The sun is crucified, and the sun now becomes that righteous one. Why? Because all of the work and labor that you invested in cultivating your land, you get paid for it. Whatever you sow, that you shall also reap. So you get paid for your work. And because you got paid on time, right? The SUN sun pays you with the harvest. Whatever you sow, that's what you're going to reap. The sun will be there, the rain will be there, right? The only variable is you. You will get paid. So the sun is that righteous one. So I'm going to stop with that review. Let's go back to the text, okay? I hope everybody is able to follow. I hope this is easy. I think it's easy. But let's go back to page 39, how the seasons are commenced. How the seasons begin. Remember, the seasons, there is a cherub. There's a cherub before each season. Okay, y'all? When the SUN sun enters the first point of Aries, so that's 0 degrees Aries, the due east point, north, south, east, and west, y'all, it does so annually on or about March 22nd. It commences, quote unquote, the acceptable year of the Lord. Y'all got that? So, the beginning of the year, springtime, according to modern astrologists, is March 19th through 22, thereabout, the first day of spring, which is, quote unquote, the acceptable year of the Lord. It's a new year beginning. But y'all know I'm gonna keep saying this. It's my opinion that our ancient ancestors began their year in the harvest. Why? Because that's the covenant, the contract of grace. That's the contract of grace, okay? Meaning that you get to take your birthright and you didn't do any work for it. But a bondman must work. Okay? So a bondman you would expect to be what? In the covenant of work, in the covenant of labor. All right, y'all? All right, it continues. And therefore the fiery sign Aries is typical of that commencement. Aries, fire. Taurus, earth. And then we see Gemini, air. And Cancer, water. Showing that from water, the dry land appears. So he's correlating the cherubs with Genesis chapter 1. Showing that from water, dry land appears. Y'all know that, I'm not going to go through Genesis chapter 1, the first couple verses. I think everybody knows it. On the 22nd of March, or thereabout, so about March 19th through 22nd, the Escheat sun is said by mariners, that's sailors, to cross. He has here the cross. The mariners are said to cross the line or equinox or equator, and leaving the sign of Pisces or fishes, the sun enters that sign, that zodiac sign of the Lamb, which is Aries. And this signifies that the pastures are to become green. In other words, when the sun gets into Aries, it signifies, it tells you, it is a sign that the season is now spring. So let me show y'all. Let me bring this to your attention. So take a look here at the fire signs. So here are the signs, the very first line. Y'all see that? Take a look. Familiarize yourself with these. So these are worth repeating again. Let me repeat it again. So Aries is a fire sign. Okay, Taurus, the earth sign. Gemini, air. And then Cancer, water. All right? And these are supposed to show, according to the author, showing that from water, dry land appears. Now that's according to the author. Okay, so now think about this, y'all. On the 22nd of March or thereabout, the Escheat sun is said by mariners. These are sailors, navigators. Who were the navigators? The Moors, our ancient ancestors, are said by mariners to what, y'all? Cross. Look how he doesn't write the word, he puts the symbol. Now why do you think he does that? The vertical line is the solstitial line. The horizontal line is the equinoctial line. This is the Christian cross, the crucifix. Okay, so the Escheat sun is said by mariners or Moors to cross the line or equinox. Well, wait a minute. The author has already told us that astrology is ancient. But now the author is also telling us, and so is every other author who writes about astrology, that the Moors have been sailing across the earth for tens, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of years. How else? Well, remember, y'all, we read in this book about how somebody had to sit and look at the stars, notice the patterns for an exceedingly long time. What are we talking about? Well, in the Old Testament, y'all, even in the book of the law, we read that some people live many hundreds of years, that they're observing the stars, sailing on ships, sailing from one hemisphere to another, from one longitude and latitude to another. Yes. Okay? Yes. The SUN sun is said by mariners, is said by Moors to cross the line or equinox or equator, and leaving the sign of Pisces or fishes, he enters that zodiac sign of the Lamb, which is called Aries. And this signifies that the pastures, that the vegetation are going to become green. Okay, y'all see how that was brought to our attention indirectly? So this notion that the ancient Kemites, well, wait a minute, no one could have sailed around the world before Columbus, this is foolishness. But here they are, having all of the astronomical libraries in their possession. They know Christopher Columbus, if in fact he did sail around the world, they know he's not the first. The Moors have been doing that for eons, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. And we just see this right here. It's right there in front of our face. I hope everyone can see it. This is the commencement of spring. This is the beginning of spring, or the new year in reality, and should be the first month of the new year. Commencing as it does the entry of the SUN Son of God into the East Gate, or the first point of right ascension. Right, our ascension A, the East Gate, Aries. The sign Aries, or spring, was also anciently likened to a cock. Okay, a male chicken, typical of springing up, and is also typical of dawn or daybreak. So spring commences with a fiery sign. For in the beginning God said, "Let there be light," which means, or more specifically, let there be heat, warmth, fire. Okay, and ends with Gemini, which is an Aries sign. For after this comes Cancer, after Gemini comes Cancer, or a watery sign. Now let me show y'all this cock, so y'all can see the relationship between the cock and the sun. It's actually a rooster. You can get more on this out of the Devil's Pulpit. The Devil's Pulpit deals with it. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Hey, what happened? Hold on. All right, here we go. This is better, much better. So look at this rooster. Look at the top of his head. Y'all see that? That red thing at the top of his head? That's supposed to look like fire, like the sun. Okay? And what does a rooster do? The cock-a-doodle do at about 5:30 in the morning, every morning at sunrise. Y'all see that? Isn't that interesting? The rooster is letting you know that the sun is about to rise, and look on top of the rooster's head. Looks like a sun, right? Looks like fire. Y'all see that? Nature's talking to you. This is why in the scripture, Peter what? A cock crowed. How many times? Is it 3 times, y'all? And y'all know 3 is a special number, okay? 3 is the first perfect number, but there's a whole story associated with that you can get it out of the Devil's Pulpit. Okay? Now let's continue. Let's continue. The sign Aries or spring was also anciently likened unto a cock or a rooster. Typical of springing up, yeah, the rooster springs up at about 5:30 a.m. every morning and starts to cock-a-doodle-doo, letting you know that the new day has begun, okay? And is typical of dawn or daybreak. There you have it. Now let's skip that down. Thus the next season, that's the next season after Cancer, thus the next season commences as Gemini is joined to Cancer, or the spirit of God, which is air, moves on the face of the waters. Now, etymologically, that is wrong. Well, actually, no, because God can mean anything. Y'all go back and watch the video that I did, a critical analysis of Genesis chapter 1 and 2, and you'll understand what this spirit of God moving on the surface of the waters is. It's critically important that you understand this. Okay? So again, thus the next season commences as Gemini is joined to Cancer, or the spirit of God, air, moves on the face of the waters. Now, I don't know why he associates Gemini and Cancer with the spirit of God. He doesn't give us a reason for that. He just makes a claim. So I don't give him full faith and credit on this. This is not credible in my opinion. There's no basis for it. Okay, there's no basis for it. And plus, I know better, because I know what this means. The spirit of God moves on the face of the waters. I know what it means. So he's not credible here, but do you know what it means? You need to go watch that video. A critical analysis of Genesis chapter 1 and 2. I put that video out. If you look, it's 6 hours. But if you look at the 6-hour video, I come in at 2 hours and 4 minutes, okay? So let's keep it going. And the summer commences on the 22nd of June at the longest day of the year. The longest day of the year, that's the summer solstice, okay? The greatest number of sunlight hours or daylight hours, and the least number of nighttime hours. June 19 to 22nd or thereabout, okay, y'all? Now let's continue. As the last degrees of Cancer, watery, merge into Leo, merging, Cancer's transitioning into Leo, the strong throne of the sun, the strong throne of the SUN sun, is typical of fructification. Fructification means fruit. Here's the meaning. Fructification, sun's heat most intense, increased energy stored in plants. Okay, results in plants prepared to be harvested. So the increased solar energy being absorbed into the leaves of the plants causes them to mature faster. Okay, so the faster they mature, that's going to give you the harvest, the wheat and the corn in September, and then the grapes in spring. Okay, that's the fructification. All right, the maturation of vegetation due to more intense solar energy. All right. So the plants then, the result or consequence of fructification is that the plants are ready or mature enough to be harvested. Now let's continue. And during the heated term, this renders Virgo the sign which Leo merges into. So Leo when Leo comes in with a bang, right? Then you're fixed right there. You can't get out of Leo. And then at the end of Leo, its energy is weakening. So it comes in strongest. And as it goes through each zodiac sign each month, the energy gets weaker and weaker and weaker until it's totally gone and the new zodiac sign begins. All right, that's what this is talking about. So Leo merges into Virgo and renders it fruitful, right? The harvest is in Virgo, August and September. For harvest in due time. Now Cancer, the clear and pure water sign, is the favorite house of the moon, M-O-O-N, or Maya, M-A-I-A, or Mat. Mat short for mother. Moon is feminine, Maya or Mat, okay? So Cancer, which is a pure water sign, is the favorite house of the moon, or Maya or Mat. So what's the favorite house of the moon? Cancer. What's the favorite house of Maya? Cancer. What's the favorite house of Mat? Cancer. Is Cancer a water sign? Yes, Cancer is a pure water sign. And is the Mer, M-E-R-E, or sea, the moon, ruler of waters and tides and sea. Y'all got that? I'm on page 40. About midway down the paragraph. Toward the bottom of the paragraph, rather. Okay, let me read it again. Cancer, the clear, pure water sign, is the favorite house of the moon, Maya, or Mat. What's another name for the moon? Maya or Mat. What's the favorite house of the moon? Cancer. Is Cancer a pure water sign? Yes, it is. Okay, y'all? So let's continue. The favorite house of the moon, or Maya, or Mat, and is the mirror, or sea, mirror, sea, the moon, ruler of waters and tides and sea. So connect this to the Hermetic Laws, the waves of the sea, the rhythmic in and outflow of the sea. This is the Hermetic Law of rhythm, right, y'all? Y'all see it? The Hermetic Law of rhythm. The Hermetic Law of rhythm. So you would expect the moon to be associated with the Hermetic Law of rhythm. Why? Because it governs the sea. Okay, and the sea rhythmically moves in and out, right? Ebb and flow. Excuse me. So you would expect the Hermetic Law of rhythm to be associated with the moon, which is Maya, which is Mat, which is Mir. Okay, y'all, which is the sea. Clear? And Leo, the strong house of the sun, the S-U-N, signifying a heavenly throne. Okay, Leo, the lion of the tribe of Judah, a heavenly throne. A golden seat, the house of government or of the king. Well, who is the lion of the tribe of Judah? That's supposed to be Jesus, right? So who's the vicar of Christ on earth? Well, the Pope claimed that position for himself. So who's the rightful administrator, the rightful king until Jesus comes back? Well, according to the Pope, it's the Pope. Y'all see that? The lion, or Leo, is the house of government or of the king. In other words, the king has a divine right to rule. Y'all see that? That's where this comes from. The king has a divine right to rule. It originates right in astrology. All right, y'all? The author of vitality, this is Leo, the author of vitality, right? The energy, the inner energy, spirit, and magnetism, and electricity. Well, these are the fundamental things. These are the most fundamental things. Magnetism, electricity, vitality, spirit. So the Pope is claiming all of this for himself, which would explain why the Pope claims to be the owner of your eggs, your uterus, your fetus, you, and everything that moves on planet Earth. Now y'all see why, right? And from Virgo, the favorite house of Mercury. Virgo is the favorite house of Mercury. Well, you should already know Virgo is the Mother Mary in religion. Mercury is commerce. Mercury is Jesus. Mercury is Buddha. So Jesus is born of a virgin named Mary. And from Virgo, the favorite house of Mercury. Why? Because that's his mama. Y'all see the religious remix now? Mercury, the planet, is Jesus. Mercury's favorite house is Virgo. And is produced, and rather, let me repeat that, is produced the winged messenger of God. Which planet, Mercury, let me show y'all Mercury, the winged messenger of God. Hold on. Here we are. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Mercury, see the wings? The winged messenger of God. Y'all see the wings? Okay, let's see if we can find a better one. Give me 1 second. Here's one. He's running. Why? Because he's delivering messages. Y'all see that? Mercury. Well, Mercury is a planet. Well, let's see why Mercury is running. Do y'all remember why Mercury is seen running? Well, let me show you. Give me 1 second. Mercury is the planet closest to the sun, so it has the smallest orbit. So Mercury is moving around the sun much faster than any other planet. Y'all see that? It's orbiting the sun much faster than any other planet. So hence Mercury is what? Running. Mercury is fast. Mercury is commerce. Mercury is Jesus. Mercury is Buddha. Okay? So Mercury, take a look. Mercury is closest to the sun, so it's getting more sunlight than any of the other planets. Therefore, Mercury is said to be what? In the bosom of the Father, fully enveloped in the Father's glory. Glory meaning light. Everybody see that? Okay, y'all? And also, you see, the sun is what? In the center. The sun is in the center. The great central sun. All right? So hold on, y'all. Let's keep it moving. And from Virgo, the favorite house of Mercury. What's Mercury's favorite house? Virgo. Who is Mercury in Christianity? Mercury is Jesus the Christ figure. Who is Virgo in Christianity? Virgo is Mother Mary. All right, y'all? So, Jesus is born of a virgin. All right? And from Virgo, the favorite house of Mercury, is produced the winged messenger of God, which planet is so near the Escheat sun as hardly to be seen. You know why it's hardly to be seen? Because the sun is so bright, you can't see Mercury. The glory of the Father, the glory of the Son outshines Mercury, so you can't see Mercury. There's only one time of day when you can see Mercury. Let's continue reading. Except, so Mercury is so near the Escheat sun as hardly to be seen, except at early dawn, so about 5:30 in the morning, or evening, early twilight, early in the morning or early in the evening, okay? Or early twilight, as the Escheat sun overpowers Mercury by its rays, by its glory, its brightness, and is oftener combust or under the Escheat sun's rays than any other planet. All right, y'all? Why? Because it's so close. It's the closest one. Okay? And quote unquote, dwelleth in the bosom of the Father. There you go. All right? So take a look at this. Mercury is the closest planet. It dwelleth in the bosom of the Father. Jesus dwelleth in the bosom of the Father, right, y'all? Well, Mercury does too. They're one and the same. But notice that the planet is presented as a god, as a man with wings. Okay, y'all? Now let's continue. Observe that all things agree perfectly. Oh, wait. I missed something. Okay, so Mercury dwelleth in the bosom of the Father. The planet Mercury dwells in the bosom of the Escheat sun. For in astrology, the conjunction of the sun with any planet is said to be in combustion or consumed. Observe that all things agree perfectly. In other words, there is no mystery here. Okay, there's no room for a doctrine. There is no mystery. There's one solution. The moon's strong place, Cancer, that of the Escheat sun, Leo, and followed by the human sign, Virgo, or celestial version, whose seed fructified. Y'all remember that definition? I gave you the definition of fructified. Virgo, whose seed fructified and quickened, right, became ripened, ready for the harvest, or the water or menstrual nature vitalized, or the water or menstrual nature, or the water or menstrual of nature, the menstrual of nature vitalized by the Escheat sun's rays, causes the fruit or harvest to mature in Virgo Formerly, Virgo, Scorpio. Y'all remember? Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio were once one constellation. So our ancestors only recognized 10 constellations. But now Leo and Libra, rather, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio were once one big constellation, but they've been broken apart. So now we have Virgo, Libra or Librae, and then Scorpio, okay? But our ancient ancestors saw it as one, Virgo, Scorpio, okay? Formerly Virgo, Scorpio, or, listen y'all, or serpent woman. Virgo, Scorpio was called originally serpent women, serpent women. And typical of the bowels of the earth or stomach. For astrologically, Virgo signifies this in man, as well as a place where food is kept, and corn and other eatables. Wow, y'all hear that? Virgo is the serpent women. I wonder why. Let's look at this again. I like that. The moon's strong place. Cancer. Let me repeat that. The moon's strong place, Cancer. That of the Escheat sun in Leo. And followed by the human sign, Virgo. Or celestial version, whose seed fructified and quickened, or the water or menstrual of nature, vitalized by the sun's rays. Y'all, this is talking about the food chain. Let me show y'all an image of a food chain. Well, let me finish this. Vitalized by the sun's rays causes the fruit or harvest to mature in Virgo, August, September. Formerly Virgo, Scorpio, or serpent women. And typical of the bowels of the earth or stomach. For astrologically, Virgo signifies this in man. Astrologically, Virgo signifies this in man, as well as a place where food is kept, and corn and edibles. Let me show y'all the food cycle. See if I can get a good picture of the food cycle. The food chain, rather. Okay, this is a very simplistic food chain. You see the sun? The whole thing happens with the sun in springtime. Okay? So here's the sun. Here's the sun in springtime. Okay, y'all? The sun's energy gets absorbed by the vegetation. All right? So in June, July, fructification, the vegetation becomes ripe for the harvest in August and September. Now y'all see, insects, other creatures eat the vegetation. Higher life forms, such as here, it looks like a grasshopper. Looks like a grasshopper eating the vegetation. So the energy from the sun that got absorbed into the vegetation transfers. Remember, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just transforms. So now that, or is transferred. So now that energy from the sun that was in the vegetation is now in the grasshopper. But the frog will come along and eat the grasshoppers. So the energy from the sun in the grasshopper is now in the frog. But the snake will come along and eat the frog. And the energy from the sun that was in the vegetation, that was in the grasshopper, that is now in the frog, will be transferred or assimilated into the snake. And so on and so forth. All right, y'all? This is a very simplistic food chain, but you get the idea. And this is what's happening on Earth. All right? It also happens in the water. It also happens in the water. Here's a slightly more complicated or complex. Y'all pause the video and look at this. See, this is all nature, y'all. This is not devils and demons, witches and warlocks and all of that kind of foolishness. Astrology is talking about nature, natural phenomena, the cycles of nature. And if you don't know the cycles of nature, you are through out here. You cannot be self-sufficient. You cannot be self-sufficient, okay? You will perish in nature. Well, Kemos, I'm happy you feel that way. That it feels like you just walked into school. Because I certainly don't want anybody to feel like they just walked in church. Right? Let's see. So let's Google search fructification. See what we get. All right, hold on. So we got something. So this should be simply the maturation of plants. Oh, this is in that's in French. Hold on. I wonder why this is all coming up in French. Give me 1 second, y'all. I know this is in English. I got this set to English. Okay, here we go. Okay, y'all. All of this is made possible by the sun. Plants mature because of the sun. So remember, June 19 through 22, that's the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. In other words, the greatest number of daylight hours during the year. But it's in July, the lion of the tribe of Judah, Leo the lion, where the sun's energy reaches its most intense. It's the hottest month of the year from the point of view of the northern hemisphere. Okay? And that increased heat, that increased solar energy causes the plants to mature, which is called fructification. All right? Which explains why the harvest occurs in August and September. August, the wheat and the corn, and September, the grape harvest. September 29th is the last day of the sweet grape harvest. After that, you're going to get vinegar from the grapes, which is why Jesus, the Christ figure, was given vinegar on the cross, symbolizing that the season for making wine was over. Was over. Okay? Now let's continue, y'all. This is the kind of stuff I like, because this takes you right into science. And you can take this not just middle school biology. See, that just depends on how far you went academically in biology. I mean, you can deal with this stuff at the level of a PhD, right? Just depends on how far you went in your formal education, okay? All right. So let's keep it going. What I like, let me look up serpent women. See what we come up with, y'all. Serpent women. Some of y'all Freemason, Hebrew Israelite pastors and generals, Mores and Moshes, I bet y'all not liking me right now because I'm revealing this. Here you go, y'all. Hybrid serpent woman. Hybrid. Didn't I tell y'all? Serpent woman. See? The Zodiac. Zoo, animals. Hybrid, animal. All right? So let's take another look. Now remember, y'all, this is Virgo Scorpion. Y'all see it? Virgo Scorpion. Let me put it this way. Look at that. So this is not a woman. This is a hybrid. Is that any wonder, scholars? Is it any wonder? Absolutely not. Give me 1 second. Let me just go through here. Let me put Virgo. Virgo, Scorpio. Give me 1 second. Let's see what we come up with. Hold on. Virgo, Scorpio. Virgo, Scorpio. Virgo, Scorpio. Serpent woman. That's what I Google searched. This is one of the images that I got. The serpent women. Hybrid, therefore animal. Hold on, y'all. So let's keep it going. See if we can come up with something better, y'all. With a better image. I'm wondering if this is a sea serpent. That's what I'm wondering, y'all. That's what I'm looking for. Is it a sea serpent? Is Virgo Scorpio a sea serpent? It should be, right? Because Virgo is the mistress of the sea. Hold on, y'all. Virgo is the mistress of the sea. So I suspect Virgo Scorpion is a sea serpent. That's just my suspicion, okay? Hold on. So here's another one. Oops. Here it is. Y'all see it? Virgo, Scorpion. Zodiac, animals. So let me put sea serpent and see if we get what we get. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Just give me a second, okay? So here's again Virgo. How many of y'all knew this? I know I didn't know it. Virgo or serpent women. Now, is this evil? No. Is it important to know that if this is a sea serpent? Absolutely. Why? Because that points back to hybrids. So you have to remember, natural phenomena has been remixed into religion. No, I'm not a Muslim. If you mean religiously, I'm not a Muslim. I don't follow any external religion. I don't follow any external deity. I'm not in any religion. And I'm not interested in hearing religious talk. Okay? So if y'all want to throw out doctrine and debate, you're in the wrong place. All right? This is about science, nature, astronomy, astrology, period, and astrotheology. I'm not interested in religious doctrine from the Christians, from the Jews, or from the Muslims. Okay? Y'all go somewhere else with that. I'm not interested. All right, y'all. So let's leave it at that for now. Okay? Let's leave it at that. So Virgo is the serpent woman. Now we know that Virgo is in fact an animal, but we knew Virgo is a what? Mermaid, right? The mistress of the sea. Okay, serpent woman. Now remember, serpent woman is not a negative. It has something to do with nature, but it's remixed into a negative. Okay, guys, scholars? Anyway, let's continue. And as the sign, we're on page 41, and as the sign Virgo goes into the Aries sign Libra on September 22nd, in other words, Virgo is ending and Libra is beginning on September 22nd, which is the fall or autumn, the beginning of fall or autumn. And as Virgo is an earthly sign and represents a young person, Virgo represents a young person. Virgo is an earthly sign. Virgo represents a child as well as fruit. And the next sign is a watery sign. But below the equatorial division, so the order of generation is fulfilled. So here's the order. For the waters above Cancer are divided from the waters beneath. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Oh boy. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. All right, where are we? And as the sign Virgo goes into the Aries sign Libra on September 22nd, the fall or autumn commences. And as Virgo is an earthly sign and represents a young person, a child, as well as fruit. And the next sign is Scorpio, a watery sign. But below the equatorial division, so remember there's a north hemisphere and a south hemisphere divided by what? The equator. The imaginary line we call the equator, 0 degrees. So Scorpio is below the equator. It's below 0 degrees in the southern hemisphere. Okay? So where is it, y'all? And the next sign is Scorpio, a watery sign, but below the equatorial division. So the order of generation is fulfilled for the waters above Cancer. The waters above Cancer, I'm assuming he's talking about the Tropic of Cancer. For the waters above Cancer are divided from the waters beneath Scorpio. And the dry land, which is Capricorn, which comes on December 22nd. Now naked and unclothed appear. So now the water is no longer covering the entire surface of the earth, but the water has collected into to form what are called oceans or seas, and the dry land appears. So in this sense, the land is naked. It has no water to wear as clothes. This is December 22nd, which is awful strange, because on December 22nd, you're in the middle of winter, right? The water is frozen. All right? The water is frozen. Unless it was what? Paradise on earth, and there was no frozen water anywhere. Okay? But according to the seasons of today, there's winter. Okay, so on December 22nd, in the northern hemisphere, December 22nd, the water would have been frozen. It ain't evaporated. Water evaporates because it's hot. So I disagree with the author on this. Maybe he's right, but his logic is, to me, he's trying to force this to jive with Genesis chapter 1, which it doesn't. Again, so it says, and the dry land, Capricorn. Why? Because Capricorn is earthy. And the dry land, Capricorn, which comes on December 22nd. But again, December 22nd is in the middle of the winter. And it's cold. And it's frozen. So how is the water going to evaporate in the middle of the winter? So much evaporation takes place. There's so much solar energy, so much heat, that all that water in the oceans evaporates off the land. And the land is now what? Naked and unclothed. The land is now dry. It appears and it's dry. For Capricorn is an earthly sign. So God said, so Elohim said, quote unquote, let there be light. That's Aries, y'all, the fiery sign. God said, let there be light, and there was light. Quote unquote. And the Spirit of God, this is Gemini. He doesn't explain why he's using Gemini to represent the Spirit of God. It's not in the Strong's lexicon, so it's not Hebraic, unless, of course, they hid it. But where is it in the mythology that Gemini is the Spirit of God? And besides, actually, this is nonsense because God is a relatively modern term. This is coming from Middle English, medieval times, God. Odin, Woden, goat, God. And the spirit of what? The spirit of Elohim, right? So the Christians will tell you that Elohim in Genesis chapter 1 is a singular deity, one deity, not two. Definitely not two or more, right? So if the Elohim, if it in fact is plural in number and not plural in magnitude, like something huge like the ocean, but plural in number, then it'd have to be two. Why? Because Gemini is just two. So I think the author is way, way off unless there's something that I don't know. If y'all know about this, can y'all let me know? And the Spirit of God, which is Gemini, according to the author, which is air, moved upon the face of the waters. I know that you will not find this in the Strong's lexicon or even in Brown Driver Briggs. Okay, moved upon the face of the waters, which is supposed to be Cancer. So I strongly disagree with the author on this. In my opinion, he's trying to force this. So Leon F. Bean writes, wind, feminine, a natural movement of air, breath, the breath of man, animal, or God. Okay, so you can delete God because God, this notion of a God, this word was not present at this time that these writings are allegedly to have taken place. Okay? So a natural movement of air, breath, the breath of man, animal, or God, the character, a space between. This is from Strong's number 7305 and 7307. Leon writes, Ruha. What do you mean, Ruha? I don't know what that means. Okay, so the Spirit of God is not Gemini. How is it that the Spirit of God is Gemini? That's the question. Okay, everyone knows that spirit is breath. And he divided the waters which were above, that's Cancer, Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees north, from the waters which were below, which is Scorpio. Okay, now Capricorn is at 23.5 degrees south. All right? And he divided the water. And remember, Scorpio is below the celestial equator. Let me show y'all the tropics. Okay? Hold on. So y'all can see it. Also, I'm going to Google Gemini and the Spirit of God. Maybe I don't know something. Give me 1 second. All right. So here we are. This is good. Good. Very good. So here we are. These are the tropics. Y'all see it? At the top, that's the Tropic of Cancer. Where is it? Over here. The Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees north. And then the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south. Okay? Y'all see that? And then the equator is at 0 degrees, right between the tropics. All right? So the waters above. Okay, so we can look at it this way. So the waters above the Tropic of Cancer, or we can even say the waters above the equator, okay? And then the waters below the equator. All right, y'all see that? So Leon F. Bean writes, is R-A-L. Is R-A-L. L is Saturn. So go back after the video ends. Go back and watch or read page 77 of the Devil's Pulpit. The link is in the description area of this video, and you'll get to see who L is religiously. Okay, L is Saturn also. But in the Devil's Pulpit, that's not the topic. Okay, but you'll see who L is on page 77, and I think page 190. But read the Devil's Pulpit, you'll learn all there is to know about El, the deity El. Okay, and I'm not talking about the pantheon of El deities in the Bible. I'm not talking about that. All right. So let's continue. Okay. And he divided the waters which were above Cancer, above the Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees north, from the waters which were below Scorpio, below the equator, 0 degrees that we just looked at. Okay? By the equator or Libra. All right, y'all? By the equator or Libra. The Aries sign and the dry land. The dry land, of course, is Capricorn, which is below the equator. Y'all see Capricorn? A Tropic of Capricorn? Take a look at the bottom. See Tropic of Capricorn? So they have the tropic set at 23.27. 23.27. Usually it's 23.5, but I've seen it even lower. Okay? Just depends on the source that you look at. All right? So the waters above Cancer and the waters below the equator. Okay? And then the dry land appears where? Around the Tropic of Cancer, December 22nd. And by the way, well, I don't know. I was thinking maybe December could have been in the summer due to the progression of the equinoxes. I don't know. The author should have clarified this so we don't have to guess and wonder. Leon F. Bean writes, Israel. Israel is Isis, Ra, and El. Isis, Virgo, Ra, the sun. El is Saturn, and Israel. El is the planet Saturn. Isis, Ra, and El, the Lord of the Rings. Okay, now let's continue. So the dry land appears in Capricorn. So the cross, y'all remember the Christian cross? This is the solstitial line, the summer solstice, June 22nd. The sun is at its highest point in the northern part of space. This is the higher self. And then the lower self, which is the winter solstice, December 22nd. So this is the solstitial line, okay, y'all? This horizontal line is Earth's equator projected out into space. So this is the celestial equator. This is the Christian cross. So over here, the vernal equinox. Over here, the fall equinox. Okay, y'all? The Christian cross. North, south, east, and west. The news. So astrology tells you the news. Why? Because astrology is for signs, times, seasons, etc., etc. Everybody see that? Everybody see it? Okay, now, so here, Cancer. Summer solstice, Cancer, higher self. The Christ. Winter solstice, Scorpio. Vernal equinox, spring equinox, Aries. And then Libra. Libra is the fall or autumn equinox, okay? Somewhere around September 22nd. All right? So the cross, the Christian cross, let me, I have my tab. So let's look at the Christian cross. So every time y'all see these crosses, this is astrology. Okay, you've been lied to and made to believe that this is some religious stuff. Okay, initially there was a lamb. There was a lamb, a sheep on the cross. Okay, this one, the one at the bottom is the Ta or the Tau, which is cherubim, and the one at the top is a regular Christian cross, okay? Pure astrology. Okay? Telling you the seasons. All right? So the cross is a type of nature as well as creation. The SUN sun rises in the east. The SUN sun rises in the east, is at its meridian in the south. It falls or sets at the west. See, Horus, evil brother, set, the sun is falling. Set, darkness, rules evil. Okay? Horus, evil brother, the Egyptian deity Set. Y'all see it? The constant battle of good and evil, light versus darkness. Everybody see that? Birth, growth, maturation, decline, death and destruction. Everybody see that? That cycle. Okay? So the sun falls or sets at the west and is under the earth, or midnight at the earth. At the north, and is under the earth, or midnight at the north. So when the sun goes under the earth, it's midnight in the northern hemisphere. For darkness cometh out of the north. All right? Ain't got nothing to do with devils and demons and all of that stuff that we've been tricked into believing. So you don't have to be spooked out anymore, Moors. The first words of the Bible state, quote unquote, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the evening and the morning were the first day. And so on, always beginning with the darkness first. Always beginning with the darkness first. How could you know light if there's not darkness? This is the law of polarity, the law of opposites, right? Is the light present in the darkness? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a different kind of what? A different kind of energy that we don't perceive as light. But the solar energy is there. Okay? As a matter of fact, there's a Bible verse. If I can find it really fast, I'll read it. But if not, I'm going to keep it moving. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, well, I don't see it. I don't see it, so when I remember what it is, I'll share it with y'all. Do y'all know Wakanda is a deity? Check out page number 17. This book was published in 1892. Okay, a grand architect, Dagon, that's Dogon, Jah, Bel, that's Baal, Brahm, Vishnu, Mantu, Allah, God, Wakanda. How about that, y'all? Anyway, I don't see it. I don't want to spend a lot of time looking for it. So let's go back. Wow, man, we got far. What time is it? Hold on. Wow. Hey, y'all, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. So I haven't read this, but I'm going to show it. I have no idea what it's going to say, but I'll just give y'all something to start with. Give me 1 second. So this is Saturn. This is the planet Saturn. Y'all see the rings? Lord of the Rings. Of course, this is a computer-generated image. So give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for some information on Saturn being L so I can at least show y'all something. Okay, so this, I'm on Quora. This, y'all, this is just for your interest. Y'all need to research this yourself. I don't know this person. But listen, Saturn. This is written by somebody named Baba Yu. Let me show you. Hold on, let me. So y'all can pause the recording and you can read this. Okay, hold on, let me put it in. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that. Pause the recording so you can read it on the playback. So I'm going to read it to you. Baba Yu. This was 3 years ago. Okay, so Baba Yu knows ancient Egyptian. Saturn. When you break it down, it is the same word as Satan. Why? Well, the sun, remember the sun? The central sun? And then the planets? The last planet was what? Saturn. So Saturn is at the opposite end of the same line as the Escheat sun. Everybody see that? So Saturn is Satan. Why? Well, the law of polarity. In ancient Ibaryath, or in Hebrew, whatever you want to call it, ancient Phoenician, whatever your preference is, here's the central sun, here are the planets, and the last one is Saturn. Saturn, Satan. Opposite. Opposer. Everybody see that? Okay? So the sun is Jesus. The sun is the tetragrammaton. The sun is Apollo. The sun is Jupiter. But let's go with the sun is Jesus and, the Father and the Son. Jesus and Jehovah. Jesus and Yahoo. Now Saturn is the last planet. So Saturn is at the opposite end of the same line. Y'all see that? Saturn is at the opposite end of the same line. Therefore, Saturn is opposite to the Father. Saturn is opposite to the Son. Therefore, Saturn is opposite or the opposer of the Sun. It gets the least amount of sunlight. Therefore, Saturn is dark. Evil things happen in the dark. So take the D off of dark and you get devil and Satan. Why? Because Saturn is at the opposite end of the sun, which is light. Light, sunlight is enlightenment. It is wisdom. It is all knowledge, all consciousness. Whereas darkness is said to be evil, is said to be wicked, is said to be stupid and ignorant. Everybody see that? Okay. Saturn, when you break it down, it is the same word as Satan. This is in ancient Ibaryath / Hebrew. In ancient Egypt, the word for light, or the Escheat sun, is Kaitangala. In parentheses, it has IT and R, commonly misrendered as Atun-Ra. This word has made its way into Luganda and the lingua franca of Uganda today. It means light. In Sanskrit, quote unquote, Chaitanya. Okay, y'all, we lost the stream. I'm gonna wrap it up now. Right. Dolores Gonzalez, right. Hi, I sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Dolores. By the way, if y'all haven't subscribed, please subscribe. My analytics say that about 50% or more, I don't remember the exact number, of people who watch haven't subscribed. So if y'all just subscribe, it'll help get this information out, right? Okay, now let's continue. I'm 2% on my battery, so